Puff was like, yeah, like first he was amping him to get style. Then he was like, yo, so when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we could just hang out?
I have no money, and I'm gonna tell you something. If it happens to me, it could happen to you.
There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such.
So it seems like 50 Cent is again holding the front seat to spill some tea, but this time it's more shocking and juicy. Reportedly, according to him, he has leaked footage in which Wendy Williams is blackmailing Diddy. And rumors have it that she barely survived Diddy. Was it the result of blackmailing? You are about to know. Wendy Williams and Diddy's notable feud remains one of the most infamous in entertainment history, marked by public accusations and grievances. Despite the intense exchange, it's widely acknowledged that Diddy's influential status gives him more sway in such situations. Recently, Wendy Williams has been discussing how she dealt with the fallout of exposing Diddy, revealing the support she received during that time. In a recent radio interview, a family friend disclosed that Wendy Williams relocated to Florida in 2023. Radio host Miss Jones shared that when she attempted to check on Williams' well-being, employees at Williams' former residence informed her that her inquiry was several months too late. Did they sell the unit? Is it on the market? Jonesy says of her initial reaction to the shocking revelation, going on to add, they said, well, you know what happened? She was getting better, she was coming around, and then she started getting sick again. Because her family's in Florida, and people were coming in her circle that they weren't familiar with. Like, they couldn't get access to her when they wanted. They moved her down to Florida. The reported move to Florida happened at a time when there were revelations about Wendy Williams' health, and concerns arose within her family about potential exploitation by her team. Williams' son alleged that decisions were being made on behalf of his mother by her team, including freezing her out of her bank accounts.
The legends, KRS-One, you put me in there and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, Wendy's a talk show lady. No.
Wendy Williams has largely stayed out of the media spotlight since the conclusion of her syndicated talk show in 2022. However, reports emerged last April suggesting that she was involved in filming at her childhood home for a new reality series. Williams spent her early years in Asbury Park, New Jersey, but her family moved to the predominantly white suburb of Wayside after racial unrest in 1970. Throughout her career, Williams has been open about her upbringing and challenges, particularly her struggles with addiction, as detailed in her 2003 autobiography. According to The Sun, Wendy Williams has been traveling across the country to film content for this new reality show, which will include an emotional return to her childhood home in New Jersey. Although specific details about the show's focus are still under wraps, the filming in her hometown suggests that Williams is preparing to reveal deeply personal aspects of her life in a way that her fans have not seen before. However, some fans have already speculated it. They are arguing that it is all because of her feud with Diddy. One of HR fans wrote, "Be somebody get Wendy Williams a MF podcast microphone or something. Not she done Avatar Aang. When the world him most he vanished." Another one added, "You ever wake up and just miss Wendy Williams?" One more fan wrote his sentiments saying, "Wendy Williams, we speak your name, rise up and take your place." Fans longing for Wendy is suggestive of underlying suspicions. Previously, Wendy Williams and Sean Diddy Combs were embroiled in a lengthy feud spanning 2 decades. As allegations of misconduct and abuse mount against Diddy in various lawsuits, fans are eager for Wendy's return. Yet history indicates that returning to the spotlight after tangling with Diddy can be daunting. Throughout her career in media, Wendy Williams, renowned for her coverage of celebrity news and gossip, often addressed rumors involving Combs, which might have contributed to career setbacks. Now, as fans urge Wendy's comeback, her past conflicts with Diddy cast a shadow of complexity over the prospect.
My thing about when you date a mogul, like he can hire a plane right now.
Wendy Williams launched her career at New York City's Hot 97 radio station in 1994, coinciding with the emergence of Sean Diddy Combs' Bad Boy record label, as reported by the BBC. Bad Boy Records quickly became synonymous with major artists such as the Notorious Big, Lil' Kim, Mace, Faith Evans, and Total, who received substantial airplay on stations like Hot 97, where Wendy Williams played a significant role. According to former Bad Boy president Kirk Burrows in a 2022 interview on the Art of Dialogue podcast, Hot 97 launched around the time that Bad Boy launched, with their records gaining traction in radio rotations. During a 2009 episode of the Wendy Williams Experience radio show, Wendy Williams recounted an incident from her time at Hot 97 where she claimed that Sean Diddy Combs allegedly instructed members of Total to confront her. She described the encounter, stating, "I got off the air one day, them Total B were downstairs, and everybody upstairs at the radio station was looking down, egging it on, waiting for something to go down. down. Williams credited her then-boyfriend for intervening and preventing the situation from escalating. In discussing the 1990s East Coast-West Coast feud involving Bad Boy and Death Row Records, Burroughs mentioned Williams' involvement. He alleged that Combs' infant son and the child's mother, Misa Hilton, were paid to pose for a picture with Combs' rival, Suge Knight.
That she was there in the office and that Suge was meeting Justin Combs and possibly holding him in his arms, and that there was a photographer taking a picture.
News spread along the East Coast that Misa was in the office during Suge's meeting with Justin Combs, with rumors swirling about a potential photograph. Burroughs conveyed that this scenario did not align with the desired image they wanted to portray, leading the Bad Boys team to take swift action to prevent the photo from becoming public.
And that wasn't the picture that we needed to see on our end or that we wanted the world to see at all.
In a surprising turn of events, Williams got wind of the photo and hinted at a significant announcement on her syndicated radio show, prompting the Bad Boys team to swiftly act to prevent its spread. Later, Williams speculated on her show that Combs had been involved in intimate relationships with other men. Back in 1998, during her radio tenure, Wendy Williams publicly suggested on air that Diddy might be gay. Reportedly, upon hearing this news, Diddy took measures to have her dismissed, sparking a feud that persisted for 2 decades.
Afternoon show that might have been even syndicated then, that she had big news come in that involved Justin Dior Combs.
The situation reportedly escalated to the extent that Diddy sent a girl group from his label to confront Williams. She recounted the incident, stating, "Once upon a time, there was a music mogul who sent his all-girl group to beat my A in front of the radio station." Williams continued, describing the aftermath. "I finish my shift, round up my headphones to see everyone lined up on the side of the window, looking down at the sidewalk. Upon reaching the ground floor, she claimed to witness this girl group jump out of a gypsy cab to kick her A. If the rumor mill is correct, that girl group was Total, once signed to Bad Boy Records, and the music mogul was Diddy." She claimed to have received a photo depicting a man purportedly pulling down Combs' shorts while he was vacationing in Cancun. In a 2022 Art of Dialogue interview, Combs' former bodyguard Gene Deal asserted that Combs orchestrated Williams' dismissal from her position at Hot 97 before she could discuss the photo on air. The power Combs had with the radio stations in New York, motherfuckers didn't breathe hard if Combs didn't want them to. Combs got one of the hottest DJs off Hot 97 because she wanted to put up a picture of him getting his pants pulled down, Deal said. Combs told Hot 97, if they didn't get rid of her before he got back in New York, that they was not going to get any music from any of his friends, any of the record label's executives that was cool with him. Everyone was going to boycott their station. "We was out in LA for about 3 days, Deal added. "Before we landed back in New York, Wendy Williams was in the radio station in Philly. It was over for her. She was fired." In a 2013 interview with Vlad TV, Williams reflected on her departure from the New York City radio scene, linking it to discussions about homophobia in hip-hop. She stated, "There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. Now it's all come full circle. There were many situations back in my career, and it's all coming full circle." This remark highlighted the challenges and backlash she faced for addressing certain topics during her career. According to a report by Wrap Up, Wendy Williams admitted to harboring lingering resentment towards Diddy due to her perception that he attempted to sabotage her career. In her book, The Wendy Williams Experience, she wrote, "The hell he put me through, I will never forget, but I don't hate him." In 2017, Diddy appeared on Williams' show to publicly end their 2-decade feud. Williams had expressed a hope for such a reconciliation, though she considered it unlikely. As the interview began, Williams acknowledged her past actions, stating, "I know I've pissed a lot of people off, including you, but this is a full circle moment." Diddy appeared to accept the olive branch, engaging in a conversation with Williams about personal matters, including his then-girlfriend Cassie, expressing, "I'm in love now." In light of recent revelations, a notable moment occurred when Williams speculated on her televised talk show in 2015 about Combs possibly displaying controlling behavior during a temporary split with his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura.
I was asked during our morning meeting, do I think that she wasted 11 years? I said, well, in a lot of ways, yeah, because you know, when you're in your 20s.
Williams articulated the difficulties of being in a relationship with a mogul, highlighting the unpredictable nature of their presence. She expressed concerns about moguls making unexpected appearances, such as arranging for a plane to land on a hotel roof, bribing front desk staff for access, or gaining entry to a partner's room. Williams conveyed apprehension about these possibilities, underscoring the complexities involved in managing relationships with influential figures.
Puffy introduced her to a world that she would never know. because I still, for the life of me, and I like you, Cassie, and hi, Puff, but I still don't know what Cassie does except for walk around and look pretty.
In November, Ventura began legal proceedings against Combs by filing a lawsuit accusing him of rape, physical abuse, and emotional mistreatment. Ventura, who was contracted with Bad Boy, alleged that Combs had drugged her to engage in sexual activities with him and others, including sex workers. She elaborated on the turbulent nature of their 11-year relationship, pointing out instances of significant violence.
She alleges that, Diddy, he'll make her look online for BBCs for their freak sessions. And she say that, in this lawsuit that, Diddy, he enjoyed.
Remarkably, just one day after Ventura filed the lawsuit, Combs and his legal representatives reached an undisclosed settlement with her. Following her more than a decade-long relationship with Combs, Cassie made serious allegations, citing multiple incidents of abuse, including violent beatings and harassment, throughout their time together. The New York Times first brought these distressing accusations to light, detailing a disturbing narrative of Combs exerting control over every facet of Cassie's life. The lawsuit paints a bleak picture of abuse, violence, and harassment that persisted until the relationship ended in 2018. In a statement to the Times, Cassie expressed that after years in silence and darkness, she was finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships. A representative for Combs, known by various monikers including Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, and Love, strongly denied the allegations, labeling them as offensive and outrageous. The spokesperson insisted that these accusations surfaced after Ventura allegedly sought a purported $30 million settlement from the mogul.
And Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, they're saying tonight that the two have settled a lawsuit she filed against the mogul yesterday in Manhattan federal court.
The statement further stated, Miss Ventura has X with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. Ventura's legal representative informed the New York Times that she had been offered 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filing of this lawsuit, an offer she reportedly declined. Additionally, the legal complaint contends that Ventura experienced sexual assault, asserting that she was purportedly pressured into engaging in non-consensual activities in various cities. In 2015, the legal filing claims that Combs subjected Ventura to a brutal beating, resulting in her having 2 black eyes, a burst and bruised lip, and a huge welt on her forehead, prompting his security guard and assistant to tears upon witnessing her injuries. As per Ventura's accusations, she was allegedly compelled to isolate herself in hotels until her bruises healed consistently.
Says that not long after she met him in 2005, when she was only 19 years old, he began a pattern of control and abuse that included.
Under Diddy's initial guidance, Cassie rose to stardom with the launch of her self-titled debut album in 2006. The album included the hit single Me and You, highlighting Cassie's undeniable talent and allure. However, the music industry landscape was not without its share of challenges and controversies.
I'd rather lose a lover than to love a loser. So I'd rather lose the love of my life than to love a guy that's just whack. And right. I think the experience.
Criticism of Cassie's career under Diddy often focused on the perception that she was sometimes treated more like a fashion accessory or arm candy for the music mogul, overshadowing her identity as a singer and artist. Despite her undeniable potential to leave a mark in the music industry independently, the spotlight on her personal life often overshadowed her musical endeavors. Regarding her case, there's a belief that Diddy has used his influence and power to pressure Cassie into settling the lawsuit. This notion is supported by his prominent legal team, which includes John Huston, known for his exceptional legal skills. John Huston has been recognized as the best lawyer of his generation, with a commanding reputation for his trial advocacy, according to Chambers. He is regarded as one of the top trial attorneys in the country and has received numerous accolades, including being named a National Trials MVP in 2022, Lawyer of the Decade from 2010 to 2020, and twice as a California Lawyer of the Year. Notably, Huston achieved a successful recovery of $5.15 billion after a trial, highlighting his significant accomplishments in the legal field.
John Huston is a former lead prosecutor for the Enron trial of Ken Lay and Jeffrey Skilling. He is now a partner and co-chair of the Corporate Crisis and White Collar Defense Practice.
John Huston's background as the lead prosecutor in high-profile cases like the Enron trial of Kenneth Lay and Jeffrey Skilling underscores his expertise in managing sensitive white-collar matters and investigations. Benchmark litigation highlights his strategic approach not only in winning cases, but also in mitigating reputational damage, particularly through discreet handling of low-profile matters that clients prefer to keep out of the public eye. It's plausible to suggest that Huston's formidable reputation alone could have exerted enough pressure to prompt a settlement in Cassie's serious case, resulting in a successful outcome for Diddy. Despite the resolution of the lawsuit, legal challenges for Diddy appear to persist. Regarding Wendy Williams' situation, similar speculations arise. Given Williams' history of outspokenness, especially toward Diddy, there are concerns that his influence may have played a role in her dismissal. 2 years later, Williams and Combs experienced a reconciliatory moment marked by Combs' surprise appearance on Williams' show. "I know I pissed a lot of people off, including you, but this is a full-circle moment," Williams candidly expressed to Combs, revealing that she hadn't seen him in 15 years. Acknowledging his nervousness about appearing on the show, Combs praised Williams for her pioneering work in hip-hop journalism. In a departure from her usual style, Williams asked Combs softer questions, focusing on his children and charitable efforts. The conversation then shifted to Combs promoting his latest project at the time, an upcoming documentary detailing the history of Bad Boy Records. "As African-American men and women, we needed to have a story that had a good ending, a success story," he told Williams. However, during another one of Combs' intermittent relationships with Ventura, Williams openly discussed the breakup on air in 2018. She asserted that Ventura had wasted her time on a man 17 years her senior. About a week after the split announcement, Combs attempted to reconcile publicly with Ventura via social media. In response to recent events, Williams advised against using social media for such matters, emphasizing, "I recommend avoiding social media for reaching out. This public gesture from Combs seems grand, but I question his true intentions. I don't believe he genuinely wants her back. He may have viewed her as a possession at one point. If there's genuine care, reach out privately, not publicly." After Ventura's lawsuit was settled, more abuse allegations emerged against Combs. On November 23rd, an accuser claimed Combs drugged and raped her when she was a college student in 1991 at Syracuse University. The following day, another lawsuit alleged that Combs and R&B singer Aaron Hall pressured a woman to consume alcohol before assaulting her. Subsequently, Combs was accused of gang raping a teenager with music executive Harve Pierre in 2003. In response to these accusations, Combs took to social media to declare, "I'm facing sickening allegations from individuals seeking quick money. Let me be clear, I did not commit any of the alleged acts. I will fight for my name, my family, and the truth." During their reconciliation, Diddy encouraged Wendy Williams to ask anything, leading to a candid conversation. Diddy spoke about the pain of losing his friend, Christopher Notorious Big Wallace, expressing deep regret. "I always feel some sort of responsibility because I was involved with him. He was supposed to go to London that night, and I let him talk me into staying in LA. That's something that has bothered me throughout my life." Diddy further admitted, "Sometimes you have to trust your gut instinct." He shared his regret, saying, "That's one of the things I regret, failing to ensure he went to London." This personal revelation added a profound and poignant layer to their discussion. Wendy again joined the scene when Aubrey O'Day also talked about Diddy. In one of the episodes of her show, Wendy Williams discussed the controversy surrounding former Danity Kane member Aubrey O'Day and her claims against Diddy. Williams began by complimenting Aubrey, referring to her as the Beyoncé of Danity Kane, but the tone quickly changed. Wendy addressed Aubrey directly, stating, "Aubrey, you know I like you, but I'm calling it like I see it. You're more successful at reality TV than you are with music. I don't know one Aubrey or Danity Kane song, and that's real. Do you? Clap if you do." Only a few audience members responded before Williams listed the reality television shows in which Aubrey has been cast. Continuing her commentary, Williams said, "So, she's good at that, but maybe not so much with the singing. Listen, Aubrey, sour grapes. He might not have finished with Danity Kane, but maybe that's because you all thought you were bigger than you really were and you weren't listening to the master." Williams emphasized Diddy's influence by mentioning artists like Lil' Kim, Faith Evans, Mary J. Blige, Biggie Smalls, Janelle Monáe, French Montana, and Machine Gun Kelly, suggesting that Aubrey should reconsider her perspective. Williams concluded with a straightforward message saying, "Get your facts." Aubrey caught wind of Williams's words and made the talk show host an offer. "Ma, you got so much to say when I'm not sitting in front of you. Why don't you be a real one and run your mouth like this face to face? I dare you. I'll I'll clear my F calendar. When the Wendy Williams Show returned for its 13th season in 2022, there was a noticeable absence of its eponymous host, Wendy Williams. This sparked rumors about her personal life, with speculation about potential health issues or struggles with addiction. In Wendy's absence, an array of guest hosts, including Leah Remini, Fat Joe, Michael Rappaport, and Remy Ma, stepped in to fill the hosting role. The public's attention and speculation increased during this period, and various accusations and rumors began circulating, including those involving Diddy. Producers announced that Sherry Shepherd would replace Wendy Williams, leading to a statement from Williams' spokesperson. He acknowledged the reality of syndicated television, stating, "You can't go to the marketplace and sell a show that's the maybe Wendy show." Sherry Shepherd, known for her acting, one-time co-hosting role on The View, and skepticism about evolution, emerged as one of the more popular fill-in hosts. Described as a safe choice fitting into the current trend of celebrity talk shows, Shepherd aligns with the era where former actors and singers transition into the talk show format.
I have some big news for you. Starting in September, I am debuting my own talk show.
The landscape of celebrity-hosted talk shows has shifted from Wendy Williams' style. From Kelly Clarkson, who brought back the singer-hosted Variety Hour, to the upbeat vibes of The Drew Barrymore Show, the current successful shows differ from Williams' mold. Despite this, the end of The Wendy Williams Show emphasizes the uniqueness of her style, which played a pivotal role in redefining the daytime talk format when the show debuted in 2008. Wendy Williams rose to fame as an old-school radio personality, distinguishing herself not just as an interviewer, but as a broadcasting entertainer. Beginning her career in New York and Philadelphia radio, she delved into hip-hop culture and celebrity discussions with a messy and transgressive style of sharing gossip and personal revelations.
Hello, Mr. Cameraman. We're being filmed. You know, a national organization films DJs and shows it, I guess, what's other DJs?
Wendy Williams emerged on television at the opportune moment, becoming the perfect shady ringmaster for the evolving era of feud-centric social media and reality TV. She uniquely navigated in-depth discussions, such as revisiting Aretha Franklin's life, alongside on-air conflicts with reality TV personalities like Jocelyn Hernandez from Love and Hip Hop.
You feel wanted by people like you, not just me, all the other young girls.
You are wanted by me. I always say that you're very entertaining.
But we feel
Seated in a throne-like purple chair, sipping her tea, Williams delivered her hot takes on TV shows, social media controversies, and music, always seeking reactions. Whether declaring Beyoncé inarticulate, expressing concerns about Tabitha Brown's marriage, or discussing Diddy's relationships, Williams fearlessly courted the attention of the Bayhive and triggered viral clapbacks. Her willingness to stir the pot and spark discussions became a defining element of her show. Unfortunately, she fell victim to Diddy's brutality and was forced to vacate her own residence. Moreover, her health is also not good these days. It's been revealed that Wendy Williams has been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia, FTD, as announced by her medical care team. The former talk show host received this diagnosis last year, and her medical team acknowledges that these conditions have already posed significant challenges in Wendy's life.
She wanted to come back to daytime television, but she has an even bigger challenge than anyone would have imagined. We're learning that the former talk show host has been diagnosed with a form of dementia.
Despite the hurdles, Wendy is still able to handle many things on her own. The medical team emphasized that she maintains her trademark sense of humor and is receiving the necessary care to ensure her well-being. Wendy herself is grateful for the kind thoughts and good wishes coming her way during this challenging time. According to Mayo Clinic, aphasia robs you of the ability to communicate and can affect your ability to speak, write, and understand language, both verbal and written. The group adds that the condition typically occurs suddenly after a stroke or a head injury, but it can also come on gradually from a slow-growing brain tumor or a disease that causes progressive permanent damage, degenerative. Frontotemporal dementia, FTD, is a comprehensive term encompassing a group of brain disorders that impact the frontal and temporal lobes. This entails the atrophy of parts within these lobes, leading to various challenges such as speech issues, emotional disturbances, and alterations in personality. Additionally, individuals with FTD may experience a range of symptoms including a decline in motor skills, difficulties in walking, swallowing issues, or muscle spasms. The progression of symptoms tends to worsen over time. While symptoms typically manifest between the ages of 40 and 65, FTD can affect individuals who are even younger. Notably, it is the most prevalent form of dementia for those under the age of 60.
It says aphasia is impacting Wendy's language and communication thinking abilities, and it calls her dementia a progressive disorder impacting behavior and cognitive function.
After her diagnosis of aphasia and FTD, Wendy Williams has been collaborating with specialists at Weill Cornell Medicine. Notably, FTD is the same condition that Bruce Willis was diagnosed with last year, following a prior diagnosis of aphasia in 2022.
Wendy and her care team just released a statement that she's been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontal temporal dementia.
Wendy Williams has faced various health challenges over time, including Graves' disease, lymphedema, and struggles with alcohol abuse. In April 2023, she sought treatment for cognitive issues and has since been assigned a court-appointed legal guardian. According to her sister Wanda Finney and niece Alex, who shared insights in this week's cover story with People, they have observed a positive change in Wendy's condition since then. She sounds really great. To hear my aunt now in terms of just how clear she is, just how focused she is on the importance of family, and the reality in terms of facing and understanding where she's at physically and mentally and emotionally, it is like a 180, said Alex. I don't know what is working, but I do know that when she did reach out to me, it was a person who is remarkably different than what we see in that documentary, Wanda shared, referring to Where is Wendy Williams? Nevertheless, fans can take comfort in knowing that she is now secure in her new home, having successfully escaped Diddy's violent actions. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.